Hi critters, I'm going to be reading another camping book for you. Jerome Camps Out. Jerome was almost packed for swamp school camping. His friend PJ was waiting for him. "This is going to be the best weekend ever," said Jerome. "Swimming, fishing, hiking. It might be the worst ever weekend," said PJ. "Don't forget we have to share a tent with Buster Wormley. He put ants in my lunchbox 4 times last week. If Buster tries anything funny, just ignore him," said Jerome. Jerome and PJ walked over to Swamp School to meet the bus to the campsite. "If we stick together, Buster won't bother us," said Jerome. "So why worry?" "I'm worried," said PJ. When they got to school, Buster was already there. "Quick," whispered PJ, "head for the bus before he sees us." But they were too late. "Nice hat," said Buster. "Give it back," shouted Jerome. "Try to make me," said Buster, "and I'll turn you into lime jelly." He's not being very kind. On the bus, their friend Gloria whispered, "Why don't you slug Buster and take back your hat?" "I'm not that crazy. It's only a hat," said Jerome. When the bus parked at the campsite, everyone headed for the river. Jerome and PJ tried to steer clear of Buster. They were using a great Kelso's choice, and that is ignoring and walking away. But it wasn't easy. It took imagination to avoid Buster. "If you think you have a problem now," said Gloria, "wait until tonight. It will be just the 2 of you and Buster in one tent. You won't be able to hide then." "Maybe we could sleep in a different tent," said Jerome. "The teachers would never notice." But that night, Miss Gator noticed. "You boys must be lost," she said. "Aren't you supposed to be with Buster?" "We're doomed," said PJ as they carried their packs to their tent. "Don't worry," said Jerome. "Buster's probably asleep by now." "I'm worried," said PJ. Buster was not asleep. "You twerps can squeeze into that corner," he said, "but don't step on my snakes." "Snakes!" yelled PJ. "I'm getting out of here." "Wait for me," said Jerome. Do you guys really think that he has snakes? It looks like they each have little turn twists on them, so they're actually not real snakes. He's just playing a joke on them. Jerome and PJ sat up in their sleeping bags behind a bush and put on their pajamas. "I'll bet they were rubber snakes," said Jerome. "Who cares?" said PJ. "I'm not taking any chances." "Well, don't worry. Buster won't bother us out here," said Jerome. "I'm worried," said PJ. So now they're sleeping outside. You can see them asleep, and then you see Jerome in the background. What do you guys think he's going to do? When Jerome and PJ woke up the next morning, their clothes and backpacks were gone. They couldn't find them anywhere. "I knew we should worry," said PJ. "You boys ought to keep better track of your things," said Miss Gator. "Now you'll have to go hiking in your pajamas." "You guys really look cute," sneered Buster as they started out on the hike. "I'd flatten Buster," whispered Gloria. "I'd rather get home alive," said Jerome. "Shh," said Miss Gator. She was peering through her binoculars. "Look, up in that tree. Is that a bird with blue stripes?" Everyone looked. "It was my shirt." "Ah, those are my pants," groaned PJ. "Now just how did your clothes get up there?" said Miss Gator. "Maybe a big bird put them up there," suggested Buster. Jerome and PJ had to rescue their clothes while everyone else went on a hike. "We should buy Buster a one-way ticket to the moon," grumbled PJ. "I have a better plan," said Jerome. Jerome and PJ had to work quickly before everyone came back from the hike. All we need is some monster footprints coming out of the lake," said Jerome. "I hope this works," said PJ. "It will," said Jerome, "especially if Gloria helps." So they're making monster footprints. That evening, they let Gloria in on the plan. "You can count on me," said Gloria. "My monster imitation terrifies everyone. Just give me a few minutes to run into the woods." "Hurry," whispered PJ. "Here comes Buster." Gloria ran off as Buster came down the path. Here's Buster, and Gloria's going to run into the woods. "What are you two up to?" said Buster. "Look at these huge footprints," said Jerome. They might be from the deep lake monster. Oh, sure, said Buster. What deep lake monster? It has huge teeth and glowing eyes, and it screams and shrieks, said PJ. Oh, I sure don't want to meet up with it. It wouldn't bother me, said Buster. Just then they heard sticks snapping and leaves crunching and a loud shriek from the woods. What's that? Gasped Buster. Head for the tent, whispered Jerome. They all ran fast. Buster got to the tent first. Buster huddled under his sleeping bag. Heavy footsteps shuffled toward them. Shh, don't move, whispered Jerome. It's coming this way. A huge shadow hovered over the tent. Help, squeaked Buster. Shh, hissed PJ. A short time later, the footsteps moved away toward the woods. That was close, said Jerome. So here's the shadow, and here's Buster sleeping or hiding. Is it gone? Whispered Buster. Jerome and PJ peeked out of the tent. It's gone, said Jerome. So you'll be okay here alone, said PJ. Alone? Gasped Buster. You don't need us, said Jerome. I might, said Buster. Your snakes will protect you, said PJ. That was a joke, said Buster. They aren't real. Oh, that's too bad, said Jerome. We're still leaving. If you stay, I'll give back your hat, said Buster. I'll do anything. Maybe we should stay, said PJ. This is more like it, said Jerome as he settled into his sleeping bag. Tonight, we should get some sleep. How can you sleep, said Buster. Suppose that thing's... What if that thing comes back? I'm not worried, said PJ as he closed his eyes. The next morning, the Swamp School kids headed home on the bus. I'm never going back there, said Buster. That monster kept me up all night. Then he fell fast asleep. What monster? Whispered Gloria. I couldn't help out last night. But you did, said Jerome, didn't you? No, said Gloria. Miss Gator caught me sneaking into the woods. Then what was that noise we heard? And what was making and walking around our tent? Gasped PJ. Oh, I don't even want to think about it, said Jerome. So there really is a monster in the lake.